Hello again, everybody. It is the coach.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the StubHub Center, 20 miles south of downtown L.A. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Chargers. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks down to get 6'5".
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Carry for Nick Chubb, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39, green.
On play action, they'll throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
On is the Chargers punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Now here's Ross. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Penalty stings big time there. Wipes away a very good return.
And they work at it so hard because the goal is give yourself some space for your offense to really work. Try and gain an additional first down outside the 20 or 25-yard line. Instead, this one's going to come back.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Watch it now, Marty.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dumps it off to Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Back to throw now on first down. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. The numbers for Mixon last week, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total, scary. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, Definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a...
And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Derrick Henry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
This is taken at his 4. A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one. But they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll look to throw. He can't get him down, and this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. They give him a gain of 38. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket.
Accelerating, and off he goes. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. 56 yards. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
He'll drop to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They begin with a run by Mixon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
It's Mixon on the counter. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball in his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Give him 17 and a Cincinnati 1st down. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line. It's the tight end. It's your wide receivers. Everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the...
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Akeem Hicks in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that one. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
Watch it now, Barney.
Back to throw. He can run for it, and he will. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
He really looked comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a 1st down.
Looking to throw. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year, and it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
A first down carry for Henry. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him point.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that 3rd touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now a play fake here on first down. Going deep here for Allen. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away and it's second down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Richard
trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
They'll set up to throw. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 36 yards.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committees, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Partner, when it's a goal-to-go situation, if you're on the field on defense, you have to know that you may be called on to make a tackle at any time. Here, the cornerback does exactly that. Plays the run really well and makes a big play.
He'll get it up the middle. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals add on to their lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people. Lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll set up a throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now arguably the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because
this is intercepted. Picked up by Casey Hayward. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook has an...
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the second quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb, and he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Ross on the return. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. And out now, here come the Bengals. They've got to be saying, boy, thanks for this field position.
Yeah, remember the last drive in which they scored a touchdown. That one also began in excellent field position, so let's see if they can capitalize a second time.
He's checking. Crash.
Mixon with a first down carry. Space to run past the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Out to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Likely time for one final snap as they start out first and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Hey, boys, got 4 down. Set. Green, 39. Green.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we are at halftime. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. Here's a second and 2 now from the 33. They'll look to throw here. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Watch you now, Barney! Barney!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. He got 29 yards that time.
Detroit! Detroit!
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys.
Detroit!
And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dante Hightower able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could...
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now back to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays,
and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on. Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know,
now the ball comes loose. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Flushed out right. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Bengals grab it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Again, it's Henry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Back to throw here. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Motion, motion, motion. 52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. It's a party now. Leopard! Leopard!
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. He's to the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And now look at him go. The 40. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen.
False start. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A false start backs him up 5, first and 15.
Let's go!
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
They get 13, but it's not nearly enough, and it'll be 4th down.
And that was a nice catch, and if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down. When you want 3, get a little bit closer, making an easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede to the defense, and they know what you're trying to get done, and to try and get any more than that is almost folly. Take what you can get, maybe have an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag?
I was just going to
get
say
out of
that.
here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Oh, he shifts past him, and he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And the pitch goes to Mixon. Nifty move. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
I think you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great effort there. A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on. And, partner, are you kidding me? With this game that he's having, we are in uncharted waters like we've never seen before.
Just think, if he keeps every football from all the touchdowns scored today, does he need to build a new trophy room at home?
Yeah. A couple trophy rooms. Maybe a whole home for a trophy room.
What a phenomenal performance, and I'll guarantee you he's going to reward the rest of the offensive unit after this as well for helping him get to this number.
He better. This is just unreal.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. James has got it. Complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And his throw is incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Here's a give to Mixon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. A give to Henry. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. DJ Moore, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right?
No.
I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you've been overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be fourth down. This is fielded at the 27. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And out will come the offense as they take over. There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. He's knocking on that door for a 100-yard gain.
And what receiver doesn't want to be part of this entry club? Every receiver, when the game starts, wants to have 100 or more yards next to his name. It's a badge of honor, but it also shows that you're helping out your team.
And he has certainly been helping out his team so far. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The reception good for 7. It's third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now Joe Mixon. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Right back to him on first down. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
He'll look to throw. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open. But now second down. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. On the toss, Mixon. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Leopard! Leopard! Slam, slam! Watch it now, Barney!
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he's got this one down to the 10. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Leopard! Leopard! Over!
Again, it's Mixon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Look at that. He's got him on the slant. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left.
Hurry up, here we go! Green 39!
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen.
False start, offense.
So that one will be accepted. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Hurry up, here we go! Green 39!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree
Here we go.
as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that way.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 33. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Leopard! 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 Over!
A handoff to Mixon. Gets around him. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Cincinnati, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the home team here, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Now, let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.